So we're looking at question number 59, and it's asking us to solve the system of equations. We are given the equations x plus 4y plus 2z is equal to -2, 4y plus 5z is equal to -3, and z is equal to 1. So if you can recall, what you want to do for a system of equations is you want to solve for each independent variable, x, y, and z. And in this case, we are already given one variable. Z is equal to 1. So you want to take this a step at a time. I'm going to go ahead and label the equations 1, 2, and 3. And since we already have our z, I'm going to find an equation where z is present and there's only one other variable to solve for. So in this case, that will be equation 2. So I'm going to start with equation 2, where 4y plus 5z is equal to -3. We already know that z is equal to 1. So we're going to use this to our advantage, and we're going to go ahead and plug in z, and that'll give us 4y plus 5. Since z is 1, it'll be 5 times 1 is equal to -3. Now we're just going to solve for y, and to do this, we need to distribute out this 5, which will get us 4y plus 5 is equal to -3. Now we need to isolate this term by subtracting 5 from both sides, which will leave us with 4y is equal to -8. Divide out that 4, since you want to get that y by itself. 4 cancels out. This will leave us with y is equal to -2. So now we have our z, and we have our y, which is now -2. So since we have two variables now, we want to solve for our last unknown, which is looking back at our equations, x. So now that we have our first two variables, let's solve for our last unknown. And looking at that, we can see that our last unknown is present in equation 1. So let's go ahead and plug in our knowns. So we have x plus 4 times our known y, which is -2, plus 2 times z, which is 1, is equal to -2. So let's go ahead and again, let's multiply these to get rid of the parentheses, which will leave us with x minus 8 plus 2 is equal to -2. -8 plus 2 is -6, equal to -2. Again, we want to isolate this x, so to do that, we're going to add 6 to both sides, leaving us with x is equal to +4. So now that we have our last unknown, we're going to go ahead and take all of our variables, and we're going to plug it back into the first equation to make sure that they do indeed work as solutions. So I'm going to go ahead and plug them back into the first equation because each variable is presented in this one. So we're going to get our x, which is 4, plus 4 again times our known y, which is -2, and then plus 2 times our known z, which is 1, equal to -2. So it's going to become 4, let's get rid of this parenthesis set, plus -8, which we all know becomes -8, plus 2, since 2 times 1 is 2, is equal to -2. So let's go ahead and simplify this left-hand side. We already know that -8 plus 2 will become -6, bring down that 4, and then 4 minus 6 will be -2. So is -2 equal to -2? Yes, and that's how we know that our solution set works. So our answer will be +4, -2, and +1. Good job.